Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by trees and hills, there lived a young girl named Jenifer. She was kind, gentle, and full of dreams. Everyone in the village liked her, because she was always polite and helpful. Jenifer lived with her father. Her mother had died when Jenifer was just a small girl. Since then, it was just her and her father. She was the only child. Her father loved her, but he was a strict man. As Jenifer grew older, she became more beautiful, smart, and responsible. One day, she met a young man named Stanley. He was handsome, charming, and strong. The two of them fell deeply in love. They walked together every evening, laughed at the riverbank, and made promises for the future. Their love was so strong that everyone in the village knew about it. People often said, "These two will surely marry. Their love is something special." But life is not always the way we expect it to be. One day, Jenifer discovered she was pregnant. At first, she was afraid, but then she remembered how much Stanley loved her. So she went to tell him, hoping he would stand by her side. But when she told Stanley, he stepped back and frowned. "What are you saying?" he asked. "I said I am pregnant. You are the father," Jenifer said softly. Stanley's face changed. He shook his head. "No, that can't be my child." Jenifer's heart broke. "Stanley, how can you say that?" But Stanley refused to listen. He denied the pregnancy, turned his back, and walked away. Jenifer wept day and night. She had no one else. She went to her father, hoping for love and support. But her father was angry. "You have brought shame to this family," he shouted. "You must leave my house at once." Jenifer begged him. She knelt down, cried, and pleaded. "Please, father, I need you. I have nowhere to go." But he was heartless. "Get out. I don't want to see you again. Leave my house with that thing in your stomach." With a heavy heart, Jenifer packed a small bag and walked away, her belly growing with child. She had no home, no money, and no hope. Jenifer walked through the dusty path with a heavy heart. Her father had just thrown her out of the house. With nowhere else to turn, she went straight to Stanley's house. She hoped, just maybe, he would have a change of heart. She knocked gently on his door. When he opened it and saw her standing there with her small bag and tears rolling down her cheeks, he stepped outside and folded his arms. "Stanley!" she said, her voice shaking. "My father has sent me away. I have no one else. I'm not asking you to marry me anymore. But please, accept this pregnancy. Take care of the child, even if it's just for the sake of your blood." Stanley looked away, then looked back at her coldly. "Please, get out of my house," he said sharply. "I am not responsible for your pregnancy. And even if I am not ready for what you want to put me into now. I have my own life to live. So please, leave me alone." Jenifer's lips trembled. She stared at him, her eyes full of disbelief and pain. "I thought you loved me, Stanley. We promised each other everything. Why are you doing this to me?" she cried. But Stanley didn't answer. He turned and walked back into his house. Jenifer stood there for a while, alone and rejected. Then she turned away, tears falling from her eyes as she disappeared down the road. Jenifer sat beside the road. Her clothes were dusty, her eyes red from crying. She had no idea what to do next. She was hopeless. She sat on the floor beside the road. "Please, God, forgive me. I am so sorry for putting myself into this condition. I thought Stanley loved me." She cried and tears became her food. Just then, a car drove by and stopped. A man and woman stepped out. They were a kind couple with gentle hearts. "Are you okay?" the woman asked. Jenifer looked up and wept. She told them her story, the love, the betrayal, the rejection, and how her own father sent her away. The couple listened quietly. Then the woman said, "Come with us, my dear. You are not alone anymore. They took Jenifer into their big, peaceful home in the city. They had no children of their own and had prayed for years for a child. When they met Jenifer, they felt like their prayers had been answered in a different way. They cared for Jenifer as if she were their own daughter. They gave her food, clothes, and a warm bed. They took her to the hospital for checkups. Meanwhile, after Jenifer left, her father soon remarried and forgot about Jenifer. "Yes, I have married a new wife. She will give me reasonable children. Children that will not bring shame to me. Not Jenifer that brought unwanted pregnancy and expected me to be happy about it." Back in the city, the couple loved Jenifer and stood by her side when she gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. Jenifer named her son Testimony because he was a testimony of God's grace and kindness. The couple loved Testimony like their own grandson. They raised him with love, wisdom, and care. They told everyone, "This is our family, this is our daughter, this is our grandson." When Testimony was old enough, after Jenifer got stronger, the couple said to her, "We want to send you to school. You are smart and you have a bright future." Jenifer was shocked. "Me? Go to school?" she asked. "Yes," the woman smiled. "You deserve it." They sent her to school. They took care of her son while she studied. Jenifer worked hard. She studied day and night. She passed all her exams. Years passed. Jenifer finished school. And when she graduated, she got a good job. She worked in a big company. She bought a beautiful car. She remained loyal to the couple who saved her life and gave her a second chance. She called them mother and father, and Testimony called them grandpa and grandma. One day, Jenifer was driving through a town near her village when she saw a young man from her village. He waved at her. She stopped the car and came down. "Jenifer, is this really you?" he asked in surprise. "Yes," she smiled. "It is me." "You look rich and successful now," he said. Jenifer nodded. "God has been kind," the young man asked. "What happened to your pregnancy? Did you remove it?" Jenifer smiled. "No, I have a son. He is growing fast and doing well in school." The young man could not believe it. When he went back to the village, he told everyone what he saw. He told Jenifer's father too. "Your daughter is very successful now," he said. "She has a car and a good job." Jenifer's father sat down and wept. His heart was full of regret. "Why did I send her away?" he said. "Why didn't I help her?" Since Jenifer left, nothing went well for him. The new wife he married left him. He became poor. He had no one, no peace and no joy. Meanwhile, Stanley, the man who denied Jenifer, had also married another woman. But they had no children. They visited many pastors. They prayed. They fasted. But no child came. Back in the city, Jenifer's son was growing fast. He was very intelligent. He always came first in his class. The couple were proud of him. Testimony grew up to be a smart, humble, and respectful young man. He admired his mother's strength and loved his grandparents dearly. He later went to medical school and became a medical doctor, a very good one. As a medical doctor, Testimony worked in one of the best hospitals in the city. He was wise, humble, and kind, just like his mother. Jenifer forgave her father in her heart, but she never returned to the village to see him. When Stanley's life began to feel empty, he was filled with regret. He sat on the edge of his bed, thinking of the past. He had heard from someone in the village that Jenifer was now successful and living in the city. One morning, he decided to do something he should have done long ago. He went to Jenifer's father's house. The old man, now looking tired and weathered, opened the door and saw Stanley standing there. "What do you want?" the man asked, his tone already cold. Stanley bowed slightly. "Sir, I have come to ask for Jenifer's address. I know I was wrong. I want to go to the city and beg her for forgiveness. I also want to see my son. I heard that my son is now a medical doctor. Please, sir." Jenifer's father's eyes widened with anger. He stepped forward and pointed his finger in Stanley's face. "Get out of my house," he roared. "You are the reason I sent my only child away to suffer. You ruined her life, and now you think I know where she lives? I don't. I have not seen her since she left." Stanley stepped back, ashamed. "Sir, please." "I also need to ask her for forgiveness," the old man said, his voice shaking with regret. "I chased her away when she needed me most, but you started it all. Now get out before I do something both of us will regret." Stanley stood silently for a moment, then turned and walked away slowly, his eyes full of tears, his heart full of sorrow. One day, Testimony took his grandpa to the hospital, where he worked because the man was sick. As Testimony checked the man's vitals and ran some tests, something strange came up in the results. He looked closer. The DNA markers didn't match. He frowned. "My grandpa? We are not biologically related?" he said to himself. That night, he came home, sat down with his mother and asked, "Mother, I just found out today that the man I call Grandpa is not my biological grandfather. Is there something you are not telling me?" Jenifer's hands shook. She looked at her son, now a full-grown man in a white coat. She sighed deeply and told him everything, from the love she once shared with Stanley, to how he denied the pregnancy, to how her father chased her away. She told him how the kind couple rescued her from the roadside, took her in, and gave her and her baby a home. Testimony was quiet. After a long silence, he said, "So, he rejected me, even before I was born." "Yes, my son," Jenifer whispered. "He left me to suffer, but God showed me mercy." Testimony stood up. "Then I will reject him too. I don't want to see him. I already have a family, you, Grandpa and Grandma." Jenifer's eyes filled with tears. She walked over and hugged her son tightly. "I am so proud of you," she said. "You are my miracle, my testimony." From that day, Testimony continued to take care of the couple who raised him. He made sure they lacked nothing. He built a small clinic in their name and always introduced them as his true grandparents. As for Jenifer, she became an inspiration to many. She started a foundation for young girls who had been abandoned or abused, helping them find shelter, education, and love. In the village, Stanley continued to live in sorrow. He never had any child. When he learned the truth about Testimony, his son, he cried bitterly. But it was too late.